Good evening, viewers, and welcome to the news. Before we begin, here's a quick look at the headlines. Conrad Sangma and Devendra Fadnavis lead the foundation ceremony for Meghalaya House at Kharghar. Police stop vendors at Jail Road as Shillong traders reopen businesses after eviction. Vice President C.P. Radhakrishnan hoists the national flag in Andaman and Nicobar Islands as part of Har Ghar Tiranga campaign. Over 1,000 flights have been cancelled in China as Typhoon Dolphin looms. And the Border Security Force Meghalaya Frontier concludes its 3-day district-level volleyball tournament under the Spandan League 2026. Let's first look at the local news. The governments of Meghalaya and Maharashtra marked a major milestone in interstate collaboration with the foundation stone laying ceremony for the new Meghalaya House at Kharghar in Navi Mumbai following the formal land handover by CIDCO. The ceremony was jointly led by Meghalaya Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma and Maharashtra Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis, highlighting the strong partnership between the two states. The new facility will expand accommodation and services for citizens of Meghalaya visiting Mumbai for medical treatment, education, official work, business and tourism. The existing Meghalaya House at Vashi, with only 12 rooms, has long struggled to meet the rising demand, especially from patients attending Tata Memorial Hospital. The event was attended by dignitaries including Deputy CM Preston Tinsong, senior officials, legislators and representatives of CIDCO. A cultural performance by Creative Society under the CM Meghalaya Grassroots Music Program showcased the state's vibrant heritage.
For us as a state of Meghalaya, today almost feels like a dream for us. We are very much aware about the constraint of land, the constraint of space, especially in a very important and prime location like this. But yet, Honorable Chief Minister Shri Fadnavis ji and all the officials, especially of CIDCO and our local MLA, have made this dream of ours come true.
Around 40 street vendors defied the eviction orders of the Shillong Municipal Board by reopening their businesses at Jail Road on Saturday, prompting police deployment to the site. Police personnel prevented the vendors from resuming operations. Speaking to reporters, the vendors insisted that they would not vacate the area, citing they have earned their livelihood there for several years. The vendors further alleged that the municipal board has failed to distribute vending certificates to all 40 of them and vowed to continue working at the site despite official orders.
Court order ma pergi kan bangirung yang sutu but di sisa ka sarkar ka bawat say de yamingi habakot pading ite baka ditang jing bisni jang kibriyo ta ki bisni kibriyo kini ki bala sa kendang teng mensa ki ohana da pembangi ki jilrod ngirungin wan lang no sesurok tingi khot di kita kinong bisni bakin wan mentas ngi hangne wan kran hangne bangi kran pensa nakadaw yu pi bisni yangi Pensyay ngi mentama.
Dawa kena kesurang ni dawa kecakap.
Dawa ka cakap.
Ya kas 10 tak bun mamiot di lasen lem na. Bun mamiot ya lang semua ni lem na. Ni ba ya ngin lek ni ba siat kana. Ya lang semua try bun mamiot ini nang ni. Ikasi bun mamiot. Te kasi. Bayar muda. Kita ke bayar ke lelek yang muda. Hendak kita paniak kisah kai biak. Ya kai geleng. Kimia isu bepli. Ada mentakun paniak.
Ini tangki hasil sudah. Bahkan dengan ayo kalau sendro nama riangi hangni bagi dia hinong jiran indon kam bansong hajar roti. Baka sorka kapan rot jaka hajar roti.
The Office of the Deputy Commissioner of Ribhoi carried out an inspection drive along the highway from Bernihat to Khanapara to regulate public vehicles and curb illegal roadside parking that often leads to traffic congestion and accidents. Led by Assistant Commissioner Akash Marak, the drive was supported by officials from the Transport Department, Police Department and the PWD. Several public vehicles, particularly trucks, were fined for parking indiscriminately along the national highway. Officials stressed that the joint effort aims to prevent haphazard parking, which obstructs smooth traffic flow and poses serious risks to commuters. Despite the development of the 4-lane highway, illegal parking along the Bernihat to Jorabat stretch continues to create difficulties for motorists and endanger public safety. The Indian Youth Congress has formally appointed Standwell Money as the new president of the Ribhoi District Youth Congress Committee, along with other office bearers, to strengthen the Congress Party's organizational base in the district. The induction ceremony, held at the Dorbar Hall of Quinine, Nonglado village, was attended by Samraj Keshari Jena, IYC Secretary in charge of Meghalaya, and Norbert Jana, Secretary of the Meghalaya Pradesh Youth Congress. The new team includes Raplang Lingdok Nonglait, who is the Vice President, Michael Siem as the General Secretary, and Shiap Lapang and Desmond Lamare secretaries, along with other members. In his address, Standwell Money emphasized that youth participation in politics should be seen as an opportunity to serve society and the Khasi community. He highlighted challenges in education and employment and pledged to work towards improving opportunities for young people while strengthening the Youth Congress at the grassroots level.
Balingi room lanengi kersan ya ka parti kongres anangkong hi ka jimi ke jongi berkajimi ke jonga ro usamla kadai maka ka parti ka ba penyo ya ki hok long try ke jongi bat ni don ro ka jimi ke baskem ba habak kumba kala asna kanong penduk pendam hiru ya kini kandang dia penne kandang ya penim susu bangin tang yo ya kata ka hok long bru mang bru jongi namar ba ni bagi we ki political party Hazaka bakin pensem ya gini ki hok ki jongi idang yale kat bala ban pendu.
The Hanyo Trep Youth Council, or the HYC, Northwest Khasi Hills District, held a meeting at the Dorbar Hall of Mission Mairang, where new office bearers were formally inducted to serve and work for the welfare of society. The induction was conducted by HYC central body leaders, including General Secretary R. Saibon, Secretary I. Basaimoit, and Chief Organizing Secretary J. Lingdo, along with district leaders and invited guests. Speaking on the occasion, R. Saibon reaffirmed the HYC's commitment to protecting and promoting the interests of the Hanyo Trep community, urging the new office bearers to uphold the organization's principles and ensure fairness in society. The HYC also felicitated Kitkupar Nongse of Kunshi village for bringing honor to the state through his achievements in singing competitions held in the United States of America.
Kajing semua kajing anu yang baseng hi, kadai banyada ban pendek tersa, ban kentiu, kam tame banyakun lem kajing pendek, ya kahok try ke snap kerpang beri Hanyo Trep. Hanyo Trep Youth Council hi berak way la seng la soi la sore ka Amban isi ya kiwai pat kijaj beriu henry bahkan bu ya kijaj beriu jong hasmat bahkan bahkan kai kerpang bat ba kaniada ya kijaj beriu jong nagi kibatan ya kijaj beriu jongi satrai sati sapo.
The Shillong Muslim Committee has extended relief assistance to flood-affected families in Santak Projabasti, Sivasagar district of Assam. As part of its humanitarian initiative, the committee distributed essential materials including GI sheets, folding beds, mats, utensils, school bags, t-shirts, container boxes, sanitary pads and food items. The committee stated that the relief drive was aimed at providing immediate support and basic necessities to families struggling in the aftermath of the floods, reflecting solidarity and compassion during this difficult period. Let's now look at regional news. Manipur Chief Minister Yumnam Kemcham Singh led a spirited Har Ghar Tiranga rally at Singjame as part of the nationwide campaign to celebrate the tricolour and honour the spirit of patriotism. The rally witnessed enthusiastic participation from citizens, reflecting unity and pride in the national flag. The Chief Minister emphasised the importance of the initiative in fostering national integration and remembering the sacrifices of freedom fighters. Moving on to national stories. Vice President C.B. Radhakrishnan today hoisted the national flag at the flag point in Sri Vijayapuram, the capital of the Andaman and Nicobar Islands, as part of the Har Ghar Tiranga campaign. He paid tribute to the brave freedom fighters and later attended the state function Tiranga concert on Vande Mataram at the Dr. B.R. Ambedkar Institute of Technology Auditorium. In his address, the Vice President recalled the island's historic role in India's freedom struggle, paying homage to the sacrifices of freedom fighters at the cellular jail. He also remembered Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose's historic hoisting of the tricolour in Port Blair on December 30th, 1943, underscoring the enduring legacy of the nation's struggle for independence.
When you think of Andaman, it's not only the beauty and the greenish islands of Andaman coming to your mind. The burning patriotism which was lightened by our Savarkar and Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose will be there in the heart of every Indian citizen for many more generations to come. These islands also occupy a unique place in the history of our Tiranga. The majestic Tiranga Memorial at Sri Vijayapuram with its towering national flag stands today as a permanent tribute to that historic first hoisting of the tricolour. It reminds every visitor that freedom was won through sacrifice and the national unity remains our greatest strength.
Union Home Minister Amit Shah today said the 3 new criminal laws introduced by the Modi government, replacing colonial-era legislations, are built on 3 pillars: technology, timeline and trust. He emphasized that the objective of these laws is to deliver justice through a system that is more technology-driven and time-bound. Shah was speaking at the President's Police Colour Presentation ceremony to the Puducherry Police at the police training school ground in Gorimedu. Congratulating the force, he said receiving the President's police colour is among the most glorious moments for any disciplined police unit. Later today, the Home Minister will flag off a Har Ghar Tiranga Yatra at Muruga Theatre Signal in Puducherry.
पुदुचेरी पुलिस का वो पराक्रम, वो समर्पण और सेवा का भाव एक ऐसा अध्याय है जो पुदुचेरी पुलिस के इतिहास में स्वर्णिम अध्याय के रूप में लिखा जाएगा। पुदुचेरी में डायरेक्टर जनरल ऑफ पुलिस का पद सृजित किया गया। पुलिस व्यवस्था के पुनर्गठन हेतु बालकृष्ण शेट्टी समिति का गठन हुआ। तब से लेकर आज तक पुदुचेरी पुलिस ने हमारी दरियाई सीमा जहां लगती है, वो सीमांत प्रदेश के रूप में भारत की आंतरिक सुरक्षा को हमेशा सुदृढ़ किया है। मित्रों, नरेंद्र मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में भारत सरकार ने अंग्रेजों के बनाई हुई दंड संहिता को बदलकर 3 भारतीय न्याय संहिताओं को लागू किया है।
Let's cross over to international stories. Authorities in China cancelled over 1,300 flights at Shanghai's 2 airports and relocated more than 3.9 lakh people as the country braces for Typhoon Dolphin. The storm, with maximum sustained winds of about 162 kilometers per hour, has already lashed northern Taiwan, including Taipei, bringing heavy rains and prompting airlines to cancel flights to China. In Zhejiang province, officials warned of severe landslide risks and evacuated thousands in Taizhou city. The typhoon is expected to impact Zhejiang and northern parts of Fujian province, raising concerns of flooding and landslides. At Hongqiao and Pudong airports, about 60% of flights were cancelled, disrupting travel across the region as authorities intensified safety measures. A massive wildfire in Canada has forced thousands of residents to flee their homes as authorities ramped up evacuation efforts to ensure public safety. The blaze, fueled by dry conditions and strong winds, continues to spread rapidly, posing serious risks of destruction and displacement. Emergency services are working around the clock to contain the fire and provide relief to affected communities. Coming up is sports news. The 6th men's and 4th women's Inter-Mahari Football Tournament 2026 began with great enthusiasm at the Government Boys High Secondary School field in Chanmari, Tura, under the theme Sports Ko Kalbo, Drugs Oni Kelbo, which translates to play sports, not drugs. Organised by the District Sports Office in collaboration with the District Administration and the District Football Association, Tura, the tournament features 38 men's teams and 14 women's teams. The men's matches started on August 8th, while the women's matches will begin on August 11th. The finals for both categories are scheduled for September 19th. The opening ceremony was attended by Subir M. Marak, MLA Rangsakona constituency, along with dignitaries including Saljagring Marak, Assistant Director, Directorate of Sports and Youth Affairs. In his address, Subir M. Marak emphasized the importance of the theme, urging youth to stay away from drugs and focus on sports for a successful life. The inaugural match saw Agitok Mahari dominate Dawa Mahari with a resounding 7-0 victory, setting an exciting tone for the tournament.
The main motive of this tournament is this: to bring all the clans, Maharis, to bring together and to build up the sportsmanship and to sports to make an awareness. We are organizing this tournament for almost now 6 years. We have conducted men's for the 6th time, this will be the 6th time, and women's for the 4th time. The hidden talents from amongst the villagers are coming, and we can see the changes in women's football also these days.
The Border Security Force Meghalaya Frontier successfully concluded the 3-day district-level volleyball tournament under the Spandan League 2026 at the indoor stadium in Negrams, Shillong. Organised as part of the BSF Diamond Jubilee celebrations, the tournament aimed to promote sports, nurture young talent and strengthen community engagement. Teams competed across junior and senior categories for boys, girls, men and women, showcasing discipline, teamwork and sportsmanship. The closing ceremony was attended by Meghalaya Minister Sanbor Shulai, who lauded the BSF Meghalaya's efforts in providing young athletes with a platform to excel and encourage them to pursue excellence through dedication and perseverance.
This is the time for the families to be in as well as all the spectators who witness the game, and also support and appeal from our IG, Meghalaya team, that to eradicate the drugs menace, the drugs trafficking. We jointly appeal to each and every one of you, the parents, the citizens of our state, especially the youths, the sportswomen, youths of our state, to extend all your help and support. We join to eradicate the drugs menace in our state.
Now for the weather report. In Tura, the minimum temperature was 24 degrees Celsius with the maximum rising to 32 degrees Celsius and relative humidity at 68%. Rainfall was measured at 2.5 millimeters. Moving on to Shillong, the minimum temperature was 19 degrees Celsius with the maximum at 25 degrees Celsius and relative humidity at high of 91%. Rainfall came in at 1 millimeter. Meanwhile, in July, the minimum temperature was 20 degrees Celsius with the maximum at 26 degrees Celsius and relative humidity at 80%. Rainfall was measured at 17 millimeters. The forecast in Tura, Shillong and Juhai say moderate rain is likely to occur at many places. And for our viewers who may just be tuning in, here is a recap of today's headlines. Conrad Sangma and Devendra Fadnavis lead the foundation ceremony for Meghalaya House at Kharghar. Police stop vendors at Jail Road as Shillong traders reopen businesses after eviction. Vice President C.P. Radhakrishnan hoists the national flag in Andaman and Nicobar Islands as part of Har Ghar Tiranga campaign. Over 1,000 flights have been cancelled in China as Typhoon Dolphin looms. And the Border Security Force Meghalaya Frontier concluded its 3-day district-level volleyball tournament under the Spandan League 2026. And with that, we come to the end of today's news edition. We'll catch you same time tomorrow. Until then, have a good evening.